You were the one who received Anselmo's parchment, the one that Gottfried had stolen from our room, weren't you?
I think the moment that truly terrified Gottfried was when he saw that only one day after your arrival, you were already able to open Anselmo's desk and get hold of the parchment which could incriminate him. That's why he broke into your room and stole it from you. I took it away from him at the cemetery and intended to destroy it.
But once you established that you weren't able to read the invocation spell without the help of a translator, you gave it to Umberto so that he could sneak out of the edificium that night.
Umberto's vice was greed. I offered him a solid sum of money for the translation, confidentially.
I presume he refused to give you the parchment as soon as he grasped the meaning of what he had translated.
Phooey! His cowardliness was probably even greater than his greed. Umberto told me that he wouldn't give me the translation under any circumstances, but I knew he wasn't stupid, that he wouldn't destroy anything of value, which meant he had to keep it hidden in a secret place. I strangled him with my belt sash.
That's what I thought. You weren't wearing the sash that afternoon. I presume your anger got the better of you again.
Aren't you listening to me? I'm not easily angered. It was all part of my plan. He had health problems, something to do with his vagus nerve, and asphyxiated quickly. It hardly left a mark.
With health problems like that, he must have gone to the Abbey's doctor often. To my friend Eladio. Perhaps that's how the two of them developed such a close relationship.
They already knew each other. They always kept up a peculiar form of camaraderie. They were thick as thieves, but never seemed to be friends. When Nazario told me of his past at the tribunal, I realized that the translation would be there, in the hospital.
All right, so much for the translation. What about the book?
I searched Umberto's workplace with a fine-toothed comb, but there wasn't much time. I didn't find the translation there, so I went away with the book in my hand. Marcello saw me. That left me with no other choice than to hide it. I mixed it in with the other tomes on my desk, then went up to the library to give them all back. The book would be safe there until nightfall.
I see. Because you needed the book too. The translation alone wasn't enough. I can't imagine that Umberto hadn't copied Saturn's pentagram, a necessary part of the invocation.
Umberto was a translator, not a copyist. It was easier to use the drawing from the book and read the translation from Umberto's parchment out loud. That's why I went to the library that night, to get the book again.
Yet you were so impatient to see if the drawing would do what it's supposed to do, that you had to try it out in the library right away? What kind of sense does that make?
Why not? Was there a better place? No one could see me, except perhaps some monk who had to go out at night because he had fallen ill. Otherwise, no one could go up there and come into the library.
Aha! But you hadn't reckoned with Bruno and me. You were so beside yourself when you heard us that you tore the page with the pentagram out of the book and fled. You left everything else behind the way it was, including the book.
I see it gives you great satisfaction to interfere with my plans.
It fills me with satisfaction that I caught up with you before you kill even more people.
What?
Once we found the pentagram in the library, I knew it was you. Only 2 brothers had access to those rooms at the time, and only one of them, to put it in a nutshell, displayed a great interest in occultism.
Aha! In other words, it couldn't have been anyone else who had the key. You, for example.
It could have been, but when Nazario accused me at the tribunal and found the tarot card, you couldn't stop yourself from pouring more oil into the flames in order to get me out of the way and get your hands on the translation again. You had to open your mouth. You called out that the picture on the card was similar to the drawing in the library. But at that point in time, you wouldn't have been permitted to have any more access to the library, because the Inquisition had forbidden it.
But
you didn't give it any thought. It was impulsive, and it was a mistake. Don't make me laugh. A plan? Splitting open someone's head who could help you to get what you wanted? For my part, I held you for a weak suspect, simply unable to do something like that. I didn't understand how someone like you, educated, calm, seemingly rational, could commit murders of such obviously uncontrollable wrath. When I questioned you, I couldn't find any trace of nervousness, of the normal reaction someone shows who has a guilty conscience or something to hide. I merely found you a bit peculiar. It seemed as if the consequences of what happened weren't important to you, as if they had nothing to do with you, as if someone else had committed the murders.
You're not getting the point, Leonardo. I've already told you, it was all part of a master plan to...
Don't make me laugh. A plan? Splitting open someone's head who could help you to get what you wanted? To suddenly throttle the only one who could translate what you had waited for years? Nazario was right, and I couldn't see it at the time. We mustn't look for a methodical killer here. We're looking for a quick-tempered demon who is taking his place.
It was all because of the book. I had to have the book.
It's ironic that a single volume, a book so valuable and dangerous at the same time, is supposed to have caused all these incidents. And that of all people, we were the ones who brought the book with us. It was in our hands for so long, but we weren't aware of what it dealt with.
Yes.
If I could only read Sumeric.
Oh, come on, Leonardo. With the knowledge your limited intellect possesses, how far do you think you're going to get? All you have is a weak human mind.
Be that as it may, it's a healthy mind.
What are you implying?
Oh, come on, Thomas. Don't you listen to your own words? Do you think that the work of a copyist in the library, the meticulous and painstaking care taken for our culture, the intelligent planning over years to obtain a coveted object, granted all traits of a normal human being, are compatible with the brutal, violent person who murders his own brothers?
No. Yes! I mean no!
I'll tell you what I think. You're sick. Your mind doesn't function. You have abandoned the path of our Lord in favor of a superstitious belief in things that are stupid and senseless. And all because your imagination tells you they'll give you power.
I'll free myself. You'll see. I'm going to finish the invocation, and you'll all see.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Hear me, O my Lord Satan. Speak the 7 words of invocation. Free your slave. Sobek. Sekhmet.
Free you? It's your sickness that has set your mind free, that eats you up bit by bit. I presume you've appeared out of thin air now and then, haven't you? That's why Gottfried was so afraid of you.
Berserk must come. He must take hold of me. Sokar. Selket.
Do you want to invoke a demon, Thomas? You don't need any sorcery for that. You're already possessed by the demon of madness.
No!
What? Stop! Stop! You fool!
Mut! Nut! Free me! Ha 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 ha! Berserk is here! Ha 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 ha!
Fire! Fire!
You won't get away, you murderer!
You dare to put yourself in the path of a powerful demon, you insolent boy?
Not you! You're not a demon! You're a madman!
Then die!
Come on, Leonardo, think!